Hello, and welcome to the Future of Trucking and Transportation with me, your host, Jerri Banks. Look, I am so grateful for you guys for being here. Make sure you are tapped in with me across all of my social media platforms. And if you're new here, welcome. Do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Because on this show, we talk about automation and autonomy and new technology entering into the trucking and transportation industry. We share traditional truck driving jobs, jobs in the autonomous sector where you can take your current skills and combine them with new skills and become a game changer for someone's company. And then lastly, on the learning lane. On the learning lane, I share actionable tips that you can take and you can use right now to help you upskill and reskill for the future of trucking and transportation. So again, I want to thank you for being here. Make sure you are tapped in with me across all of my platforms. Look, my producer has the platforms right here. Make sure you are subscribed across all of the platforms because this show is for you. It's for you to develop, for you to learn. It's that industry place where you can go and get information. We have an action-packed show today. I'm going to be sharing an event that I want you to attend. It's a virtual event. I'm going to share the registration on how you can register. I'm also going to talk about a up and coming company who they're one of the top five in the self-driving world. Typically in self-driving, we always talk and hear about Tesla, but there's so many more that I want you to know about and I want you to learn about. That's why you are here. So when we come back, we'll get right into the show. Thank you. I'm Jerri Banks. Our agency focuses on driver recruitment and driver education. We focus on helping drivers and preparing them for the future of trucking and transportation as autonomous vehicles and automation enters the industry. Our goal is to ensure that you are equipped with the skills that you need to be successful in this new way of life. So make sure you connect with me across all of my platforms. Jerri Banks, Autonomous Trucking. I look forward to connecting with you. Yes, so I am here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you are here with me. Turn on the notification so that you never miss an opportunity when I go live. Let's get right into the show. So I want to invite you to a virtual event. Now, this virtual event is being hosted by Supply Chain Dive, Manufacturing Dive, and Trucking Dive. These are three entities. They have newsletters, they have informational, they send out informational articles and things like that. I'm subscribed to every last one of them. And if you're in the trucking and transportation industry, I need you to go and subscribe to these newsletters as well because they're always sharing information. They're helping you to stay up to date on the industry trends and what's going on in this industry. And as I've always said, if you're in this industry, you need to engross yourself in this industry and continuously learn about what's going on. So in this event, this virtual event that they're hosting, it's called Supply Chain Outlook, Trends and Risks to Watch in 2024. So it's going to be held on July 24th from 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And basically what it is it's a fireside chat, meaning that it's an interview with the Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. And so there's going to be expert panels. They're going to be talking about the economy. They're going to be talking about risks in logistics, and they're going to be talking about the new technology trends that are changing our industry. And like I said, and like I always say, if you work in this industry, it's very important that you are tapped in to what is going on in the industry. So you need to have your ear to the street and you need to always be learning so that you can stay up to date so you don't get left behind, right? And so they're going to break down how, of course, the economy is faring, how and what the top logistic flashpoints are, what you need to be watching, what the trends are, specifically the trends in AI and companies that are adopting AI, and how the government is adopting AI in trucking and transportation. So whether you're in trucking, whether you're in retail, whether you're in manufacturing, warehouse and logistics, this is very important for you to make sure that you are tapped into. Make sure that you register for this event. I'm going to have the description, the link in my description box so that you don't miss out. Again, it's free. There's nothing for you to pay for. It's being hosted by Supply Chain Dive. And so I subscribe to all the Supply Chain Dive emails, their newsletters, because I need to know what's going on. I live in this industry. I feed my family by this industry, and I need to know what's going on, as do you. And so, again, they're going to break down what's going on in the economy. They're going to break down AI and automation. And it's a fireside chat, basically an interview with Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. And so, look, he's the head of the DOT. So it's important that you are at and listening to these types of events. So make sure you click the link in my description box. I'll be dropping that here for you. Again, I'm so glad you're here. Make sure you are tapped in with me across all of my social media platforms, where I share information, where I share nuggets on, whether you want to upskill and reskill and get ready to transform your career, or if you're a business owner and, you want to tap into some new markets. As you know, I have expertise and experience over 30 years in transportation on the trucking side and on the aviation side. So make sure you're subscribed, you turn on those notifications, because you never know what you're going to get on this end. And I would be remiss if I did not say hello to all of my friends on Instagram, on TikTok. They are on my other phone here, my tablet, and they are watching. They are live and just tapping in. Thank you guys so much for being here. Look, this is the show Navigating the Future of Trucking and Transportation, and I'm so glad that you're here. Now, moving right along, I want to share an article, and the article comes from us. Um, it's about Waymo, and it comes from us from NVIDIA. NVIDIA is one of their partners, actually, but Waymo is a self-driving autonomous truck company. Basically, they create software that is self-driving, that will drive by itself on the roadways. And in this particular article, in this particular instance, I'm talking about trucking. And so the article is titled, "In It for the Long Haul, Waymo Pioneers Generative AI to Unleash Fully Driverless Autonomous Trucking." And again, it's so important that you need to know this. You need to know what's going on in your industry. So they have a video with this article. So I'm going to share the video with you here right now, so that you can take a look at the video and really get a good idea of what they're talking about. Waymo, again, they're one of the ones that's in Texas. Texas houses all, not necessarily their headquarters is in Texas, but they've moved an operations center in Texas. And anywhere from self-driving companies like, and I'll say self-driving, and I want you to understand that Tesla is not your only self-driving company out there. There's so many others, and you need to learn about them. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting in the back, left behind, trying to figure out what's going on, and we way ahead of you. So there's Kodiak, there's Aurora Innovation, there is Torque Robotics, we got Waymo. There's so many companies that are taking their self-driving technology, their self-driving little computer, however you want to break it down, and they're putting their self-driving computer systems or softwares, whatever you want to call it, into semi-trucks, right? And so again, it's important that you are knowledgeable on this information. So I'm going to go ahead and share this video with Waymo. Okay, the video didn't have any sound, so give me a second. Let me figure out. Let me have my producer figure out that sound, and I'll replay it here in just a second. But let me get right into the article. So basically, it talks about Waymo, who is a Toronto-based startup. So remember, I told you all of these companies are not necessarily headquartered in Texas. A lot of them, like Aurora, their headquarters is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Toy Robotics, their headquarters is in Blacksburg, Virginia. Um, they also have offices in Arizona. Same with Kodiak. Kodiak has offices there in Texas as well. But Texas, if you did not know, Texas is the place. It's the place for all things autonomy, all things self-driving when it comes to trucking. Again, this is so important for you to be able to understand what is going on in your industry. So Texas is regulatory friendly. That means the government works very closely with these self-driving truck companies and for regulations, and they work with the emergency responders. They work with so many entities and are creating and building so many partnerships and networks across Texas. So if you're in Texas, Texas has been testing and deploying self-driving technology since the government approved it in 2018. Whether you knew it or not, whether you knew it or not, you were driving next to, or you may be driving next to a autonomous semi truck in the state of Texas and pretty much anywhere in the South. You could be. Now, right now, they have an operator, what they call a safety operator inside the truck. That safety operator is a commercially licensed driver, means they already have their class A CDL, um, but they have to be in the truck at this moment. Now, these companies, Kodiak and Aurora, have already announced that by the end of 2024, beginning of 2025, they're going to be removing that safety operator from the truck. They have lanes that they run right now between Houston and Dallas and El Paso, Dallas and Atlanta, Dallas and Oklahoma. A lot of these companies are already running on the roadways with safety drivers in the truck. Now, you want to ensure that a couple of things, and I always share tips and tools that you can use in my learning lane, which is the last segment of the show. But I'll tell you right now that as a driver in this industry, you want to ensure that you are continuously leveling up your skills. You are continuously leveling up your skills. And so, how do you level up your skills? Again, that's something I talk about in the learning lane, but you want to ensure that one, you're the first and foremost thing, you're being a safe driver, right? You're not getting any tickets, you're not getting any accidents, any incidents. Safety is the number one thing. Thank you, Sarah, for popping up my ebook. Look, my producer is better than y'all producer. Okay. She is popping up my ebook. So if you haven't already downloaded the ebook, it's in the link in all of my description boxes, but it's an ebook to help you prepare for autonomous trucks entering into the trucking industry. It's free, right? It's free. It's free information that you can go download and read. It's going to give you those top companies that are on the roadways right now. It's going to help you understand what you need to be doing to be leveling up. I talked about safety. And here's another thing that I really think that you need to be doing is tapping into data analytics, learning how to analyze data, because these companies are paying over six figures, over six figures and beyond to drivers to be able to help them understand what a driver goes through. Because they can't understand and relate to that driver, so they need the driver. They need the driver for research, for data analyzing. Those are all things that you can be able to add to the table when it comes to that level up. So anything data analytics, there's free Google courses on data analytics. Add that to your resume. Add that to your toolbox. These are all things that are going to help you level up and excel and be valuable and be a game changer for somebody's company. Now, I really like to I don't like to address the naysayers, because there's a lot of naysayers out there that say this isn't happening or this isn't coming. And whether we like it or not, and I'm a recruiter, so I need drivers on the road. And drivers will always be on the road, but it's important to know that there's a shift that we're seeing. There's a major shift that we're seeing, and it's happening faster than we like to think or believe. And so let me share this video of Waybe before y'all know I will get on a tangent and start, all the talking and stuff. So give me 1 second. Let me share this video. I want to make sure that you get to see this as well. Again, Waybe they're headquartered in Toronto, Canada, but they have a headquarters just outside of Dallas, where they are testing and deploying their semi-autonomous trucks.
Waybe's mission is really to deliver self-driving vehicles at scale in the world. And we are doing this with a groundbreaking generative AI approach, what is much more scalable than anything we have seen in the industry to date. So we are very, very excited to have a very deep partnership with NVIDIA in terms of the collaboration to really bring generative AI on the edge on our vehicles at scale. So one example where generative AI really accelerates the development is by providing an end-to-end system, where instead of requiring thousands of engineers to by hand develop a system, instead it provides you with the ability to really learn foundation models that can learn unsupervised by just observing the world and acting on the world. On top of this, you can fine-tune these architectures so that you can really have interpretable architectures where you can validate and verify the system. And this is really a paradigm shift. In as little as 5 months, we have been able to catch up with the best of our competitors, which is mind-blowing when you think about the billions of dollars they have spent and the many, many years that they have been working in this domain. This is one of the open questions in the industry is, how do we know that we are safer than humans? Simulation accelerates self-driving development and deployments by providing all the possible scenarios and things that you might encounter in the real world, including all the rare cases, safety-critical cases, accidents, that will be impossible and unethical to basically test on the real world. Waybe World provides us with the metaverse for self-driving, the ability to really test and train the system at the scale with the same fidelity, same scale, same realism as if it was in the real world. NVIDIA is really at the forefront in terms of compute, and we really see this as a very fundamental part of our cutting-edge compute system. So I'm really excited about providing really solutions where we can really enhance what humans can do and then utilize our time, brain, and resources to make a better world.
So that video was from Waybe, and that was the CEO president of Waybe. Now, in March, back in March, Waybe announced that it's going to use the NVIDIA Drive Thor, which is a centralized car computer, to bring safe and generative AI-powered autonomous trucking to the market, to the trucking and transportation industry. And they call it the Waybe Driver. And again, I share that when we think self-driving, our brains immediately go to Tesla. And I want to ensure that and that's the purpose of the show, is so that you are informed that there's so many more entities out there than Tesla. You've got Kodiak. You've got Torque Robotics. You've got Aurora Innovation. We've got Waybe. There's one more, but my brain fails me this morning. But the Waybe Driver, they're bringing it to market and they're utilizing AI. That video was a great depiction. If you missed the video, make sure you go back and watch the replay and check it out. But their plan is to launch the fully driverless operation in 2025. So next year, that's 2024 is halfway gone, right? 2024 is almost gone. And in 2025, there are 3 companies that have already announced that they plan to remove the driver from the truck. Now, will that happen? I don't know. But I know that that is what they announced. Aurora Innovation, Kodiak Robotics, and now Waymo has announced that by 2025, they will no longer have their safety operator in them. And so, with their AI system, because AI, and back in January, December, I took a course in and got a certification in artificial intelligence. And that's what AI stands for. AI stands for artificial intelligence. But it really gave me and helped to lay the foundation for what artificial intelligence is, learning about neural networks, deep language, deep learning models. And it really gave me a great foundation. And that foundation helps me to understand some of the talk and the language that is being used when it comes to, they're talking about the end-to-end AI systems. But basically the AI, what it is it's generative. And so you give it, you feed it data, you feed it information, and it starts to learn, and it starts to grow. And so that's what they're doing. They're continuously feeding their system and their software information for it to learn and for it to grow. So this is a great article about Waymo, and I'm going to make sure that it's in the description box so that you can check it out. Again, this article is brought to us by NVIDIA. And it talks about Waymo and using AI in their fully driverless autonomous trucks. When we come back, I'm going to share a traditional truck driving job. So you're going to hear me talk about traditional truck driving jobs because we are a recruitment agency. So we have those traditional truck driving jobs. And then there are days like on Thursdays, I typically share and talk about jobs that are open in the autonomous sector, in the self-driving sector, but not so much the job. I want you to understand the job, but what I really want you to see when I'm talking about the jobs in the autonomous sector is I want you to see the desired versus the required skills. So we all know what the required skills are when it comes to driving a semi truck or having a CDL. It's your MVR, it's your DAC report, it's your PSP report. It's all of those reports that you have to run for the company, for the hiring guidelines, the insurance. It's all of those reports. However, in the autonomous sector, and I know and I feel that we will be seeing more and more of these skills in transition and shift into trucking. And so these desirable skills are skills like being a good communicator. There's skills like being able to work in a team setting. There's skills like being a good problem solver and critical thinking skills. These are all skills that you need to be honing in on because that is the future. That is the future. And you already have those skills. You already know those skills, but I want you to be able to continuously elevate and continuously develop those skills because that is what is so important. And that is what is going to set you apart from everybody else that's not developing those skills. So when we come back, we'll move into the learning lane. I have a dollar store account that I want to talk to you about. And if you're interested, you'll be able to tap in with the girls and we'll see if we can get you processed and approved. I'll be right back. When it comes to autonomous trucks entering the trucking and transportation industry, up until now, you've only heard bits and pieces, news here, news there. There's been no centralized place for you to learn about autonomous trucks. Join me every Wednesday and Thursday and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time as I share information, news, and education on how you can stay prepared for autonomous trucks and autonomy entering the trucking and transportation industry. Better. Yes. So, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining on the show. I'm Jerri Banks, and this is the future, navigating the future of trucking and transportation. And I am here to help you elevate, to help you elevate. And so we talked about NVIDIA and Waymo and their Waybe and their partnership. We talked about the upcoming virtual event that we have going on. Supply Dive is hosting with Department of Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, going to share a lot of information. I definitely will be on that. And then we're moving right into the traditional truck driving job. So today's job I want to share, and it is a dedicated Dollar Tree run. This run is for drivers that have at least 3 months of experience. You have to have a good driving record and background. You have to be able to pass a hair and a urine drug screen. No violations in the clearinghouse. And this account is 100% touch freight. When I say 100% touch freight, I'm going to show you in just a second because my son, he's not on this particular account. He's on another account across the US, but he is unloading that freight. He is touching that freight. You do have to touch every single box in the trailer. It is typically a load is about one trailer typically has about 1,500 to 3,000 packages. Now, you're not unloading them into the store, you're just putting them on rollers and taking them down. And I'm going to drop a video here. But this particular run, drivers average, they're home every week. They average between $1,300 to $1,500 a week. Now, this particular run, it delivers in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and Alabama. And again, it's a 34-hour reset. Let me share this video so you can kind of see exactly what a driver does on a dedicated Dollar Tree lane. Now, if it sounds like something that you might be interested in, you're tired of the monotony of sitting in the truck and driving, and that was my son. He was tired of sitting and driving, and he knows his mom is a recruiter, and this is his second job. So the first company he was with for 3 months, that was his starter company. The next company, he's been there for a year and a half, and we're not leaving. Like we're not, we might go to a different account, but we're not leaving. And so I stressed to him the importance of not job hopping. Not job hopping. That is so important to me because your work history is very critical right now. They want drivers that don't hop around. And so he's set. He's gonna stay there. But this this is him. It's a fast pace. I'll have to get him to slow that down. But this is him unloading the trailer. Now, as you can see, there's a ton of boxes in the back. He's probably about halfway through that trailer and he's putting them on rollers. Now, the rollers are going down inside the store. Somebody is on the inside of the store that works at the store that is unloading and taking the boxes off of the rollers. So, this is the dedicated Dollar Tree. If it sounds like something that you're interested in, I want you to call or text the word Dollar Tree to 832-572-5277, and the girls are standing by to get you on this dedicated dollar store account. We can get you processed, we can get you approved. Typically in 24 hours we'll know whether or not you're approved for this dedicated dollar store. So, again, if it sounds like something that you're interested in, I definitely want you to I want you to reach out to the team. And if you're not in, because this run is actually in Savannah. It's out of Savannah, and it within that Georgia, it goes down a little bit into like Jacksonville, Florida, all the way as far south. Let me tell you, as far south as not as far south as Orlando, but it hugs the coast. So why don't you give us a call or shoot us a text, drop your zip code. We'll see if you are in that hiring area. I also have a Dollar Tree in Kansas City, the Missouri area. I have another Family Dollar, which is very similar in like Baltimore and Maryland area. And then I've got a couple of opportunities in South Carolina. So if you're looking for a dollar store account and you want to like break the monotony of sitting in the truck every day, and you want to get in and out, and you want to get some exercise in, and continuously remain physically fit, reach out to us. That number again, it's 832-572-5277. And again, it's a dedicated dollar store account. And if you don't know what dedicated means that you are going to the same location, the same stores, you're delivering for the same company, moving the same freight. That's dedicated. And so I think that's a really good run for somebody that is really looking to, they've got their 3 months, they're really looking to break in and kind of do something different in the industry. Right before you get all the other things and endorsements that I'm going to talk about in the next segment, definitely make sure you check us out, reach out to the girls. This is going to be a great opportunity for you. All right, when we come back, I'm going to wrap up with the learning lane. The learning lane is going to be your place where I share actionable tips, actionable tools that you can use to be able to propel you in the future of trucking and transportation. I'll be right back. I'm Jerri Banks. Our agency focuses on driver recruitment and driver education. We focus on helping drivers and preparing them for the future of trucking and transportation as autonomous vehicles and automation enters the industry. Our goal is to ensure that you are equipped with the skills that you need to be successful in this new way of life. So make sure you connect with me across all of my platforms. Jerri Banks, Autonomous Trucking. I look forward to connecting with you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, I am Jerri Banks, and this is the show Navigating the Future of Trucking and Transportation, where I talk about autonomy, which is self-driving trucks. I talk about automation. I talk about share tips and tools that you need to be able to excel. So make sure that you are tapped in with me across all of my platforms. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you never miss an opportunity when I go live. And I want to say that this is probably my favorite part of the show, and that is the learning lane. And in the learning lane, I share actionable tips, actionable tools that you can use to be able to excel, to be able to set yourself apart, to be able to stand out from the crowd. And here's your homework. This is how I want you to stand out from the crowd. This is the first step, and one of the things that I want you to put on your to-do list to be able to do. And that is to create a professional LinkedIn profile. Okay? And the reason why is because your leaders are on LinkedIn. Your leaders are on LinkedIn. And typically, your leaders, when you're applying for that sought after job, when you're applying for that job that everybody wants, your leaders are going to look you up. Your leaders are going to look you up. HR, somebody is going to look you up. And I want you to have a professional profile. I want you to have a professional and leave a professional footprint. I talked last week about your digital footprint. Your digital footprint as a transportation worker is so important. Basically, what a digital footprint is it's those little crumbs that you leave online. It's your online presence. It's everything that you put out there to show a company whether you are professional, whether you are going to be a good fit for their culture, whether you are going to be able to work in a good team environment. Those footprints, while you can delete them, they never go away. They never go away. And so that's why your profile needs to always be professional. Anything that you put out online needs to always be professional, because that helps to increase your job opportunities. That helps to increase, any professional networking that you're doing. So I want you to just start the LinkedIn profile. Build the LinkedIn profile. Make sure it has a professional photo, not a photo of you, you know, um, at the backyard barbecue, or wherever you are at the bar or any of those places. I need a professional photo. It could be you in front of your truck. It could be you in a nice collar shirt, in a nice blouse, whatever it is. I just need you to have a professional photo. And then I want you to include your detailed work experience. You don't have to put, if you have a lot of jobs, you don't have to put them all. Just put your current job, and put the experience that you gained at the places that you have worked. Because if you've got 5, 7, 10 years of experience in the industry, you have some expertise in something. And so I want you to share that. And then the last thing that I want to ensure that you have on your LinkedIn profile is your endorsements. Your endorsements are so critical right now. Your endorsements, even though, I have so many drivers that, I've talked to over the years, and they'll be like, oh, I turned off that hazmat, or I didn't renew my hazmat, and I didn't get my fingerprints, or I didn't go back and get my tankers. Well, I need you to go back and get it. I need you to go back and get it, because again, those are things that are going to set you apart from everybody else. Those are things that are going to set you apart. And so go back and get that hazmat. Add that hazmat as skills on your LinkedIn profile. And if you don't have a resume, we need to get you a resume. We need to start working on that. Because again, as we move and as we continue to see this shift, we're going to see a shift in the qualifications and a shift in the desirables, the desired qualifications. When I say desired qualifications, I mean a shift in what these companies are going to start wanting to see, a shift in what they're going to start wanting to see. So I think it's so important that you have and get your digital footprint, whether you're a business. And Sarah has my producer is so amazing. She's so much better than y'all's. Um, she has the digital footprint ebook popped up here, and it's called "Building Your Digital Footprint: How to Make Sure Your Customers Discover You." So that's if you're a business. If you're a business, you should definitely have that book. There should be no question about it. You need to be findable to your customers. If you are a transportation worker, I have a tool for you, and it's going to be eight reasons why you need your digital footprint. I'll drop the link to that as well. But again, this is so important. Your digital footprint is what's going to set you apart. Your digital footprint is what's going to be how you establish credibility, how you make yourself and stand out as the expert in your field. So I want you to take that as your homework. Go build your LinkedIn profile. It doesn't have to be spectacular right away, right? It doesn't have to be spectacular. It has to just start. It has to be a start. Again, LinkedIn is where the decision makers are. It's where the leaders are. LinkedIn is where professionals are. And you are a professional, and I want you to be there in that space as well, learning and educating yourself and putting things out there to establish yourself as the expert. Look here, I want to thank you guys so much for being here. This has been a fantastic show, a lot of information. If you missed it, If you missed it and you're just now catching it right now, I want you to go back and rewind it and watch the replay and put hashtag replay. Let me know that you checked it out. Let me know that you were here. And again, I am here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Look, if you guys know that I am in Houston, Texas, and we are still dealing with the hurricane here. Last week, I had no power, I had no internet, I had no phone connectivity. So I was like just in the dark, right? Literally and physically in the dark. And so it just made me more grateful for the lights now. We have lights now, and we have we have phone connectivity. I don't have internet. Okay, I don't know how I lived without internet before, but I'm making it work. Right, I'm making it work. So, I want to just say hello to all of my family and friends in Houston, Texas. My fellow business owners, my colleagues, my fellow transportation colleagues. I just wish that, I hope you're safe. I hope things are well. You're getting back to a normal lifestyle, whatever normal looked like before Hurricane Beryl came. I just hope that things are getting back to normal for you, whatever that normal is. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Make sure that you are here. I look forward to educating and talking and sharing all of this good information and dropping these gems for you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.